All right, this is a regularly scheduled public session of Woodbridge Board of Education. Is in compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, also known as the Sunshine Law. This meeting has been approved by resolution adopted at the organization meeting held on January 2nd, 2024, and a revised resolution at the public session meeting held on January 22nd, 2024. Notification has been sent to the record. Notification has also been posted in the Woodbridge Borough Hall, the Woodbridge Memorial Library, tapinto.net, and the Woodbridge Board of Education's website. Meetings of the board are open to the public, and all members of the community should feel free to participate. The board announces that under its longstanding policy, it will not discuss in public any comments made by members of the public concerning individual staff members. Before coming to the board, the chain of command should be followed. There are two portions of the meeting reserved for comments made from the public. The first at the beginning of the meeting for agenda items only, and the second at the end of the meeting for other items. Issues raised by the public may or may not be responded to by the board, but all comments will be considered. The board requests that all members of the public be mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Due to confidentiality and legal rights afforded by the state of New Jersey, members of the public are asked not to speak negatively or in a derogatory manner about any employee of the board or any student. Please be advised that all or a portion of this meeting is being live streamed in real time and will be recorded for rebroadcasting at a future date. Roll call.
Mr. Fallon.
Here.
Mr. Garvin.
Here.
Mrs. Milano.
Here.
Mr. Vaccaro is absent. Mr. Biamonte.
Here.
Mr. Nieves.
Present. All right, thank you, trustees. We're going to move our way into our board administrators report. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. The business office has been very busy since our last Board of Education meeting, having processed our first full payroll, along with getting our new staff members enrolled in benefits. Additionally, we have continued to provide our students and teachers with the necessary supplies to help bring about a successful school year. As you can see from the bills list on our agenda this evening, tonight we'll be approving over $700,000 worth of materials, supplies, educational software, professional development, educational services, etc. This consisted of over 200 orders from just under 100 different vendors. Being new to the business office, it has been an eye-opening experience to see the amount of work that is routinely processed on a daily basis. Fortunately, the work ethic of our small group has been tremendous, and I expect that we'll continue to improve upon our processes and efficiency as we move further into the year. I look forward to delivering continued positive news and progress from the business office throughout the school year. Also worth mentioning this evening is in regards to the July financial and treasury report, which will be tabled. With the school working on a July to June fiscal year, there's a large amount of work and effort that goes into transitioning from June to July and making sure all of our purchases and credits are appropriately entered into the correct year. As a result, we have decided to take a little bit of extra time to cross our T's, dot our I's, and make sure we get it right. We will revisit these reports in October. This is the conclusion of my report. Thank you.
Trustees, any comments, questions? All right, Mr. Albro, on to our superintendent report.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank my building administrators for giving me the contents of my report this evening. I also want to take this time to welcome Mrs. Rosemary Giacomelli, our interim building principal at the intermediate school. Mrs. Giacomelli, welcome. As we enter our second full week of the student school year, I have some information to share concerning all three of our school buildings. Starting off with the Doyle School. The Doyle School is off to an exciting start to the new school year, thanks to a number of key improvements and initiatives. Our building has undergone a complete remodel, creating an enhanced environment for both teaching and learning. In addition, each classroom is now equipped with a state-of-the-art 86-inch interactive whiteboard utilizing smart technology, further supporting our goal of integrating technology seamlessly into our daily instruction. This aligns with our ongoing commitment to the one-to-one device initiative, and I'm happy to report that brand new Chromebooks have been distributed to all classes. Our teachers have worked tirelessly to unpack and prepare their classrooms following the renovations, ensuring that everything was ready for the arrival of our students last week. Their dedication and hard work have helped set a positive tone for the year and was truly remarkable. In terms of safety and security, we continue to prioritize the well-being of our students and staff. We are fortunate to have our school resource officer, Onembo, back with us full-time, in addition to a police detail providing support during daily outdoor recess hours. These measures reinforce our commitment to maintaining a secure and supportive learning environment while the building continues to undergo renovations. Students are currently in the process of completing their pre-assessments. These assessments are critical for helping us gauge their current academic levels and tailoring instruction to meet each student's individual needs, ensuring a successful learning experience. We are excited about the new school year ahead and look forward to continuing to advance both our academic programs and the Doyle School community. With the improvements we've made and the hard work of faculty and staff, we are well positioned for another successful school year. The Doyle School enrollment opened the new year at 472 students, which is down about 12 students from the end of the previous school year. The Doyle Back to School Night is Tuesday, September 24th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. and running to 8:30 p.m. A reminder on that day for Back to School Night for all three buildings, when they have their Back to School Night, it's also a one-session day for students and staff. So the Doyle School will dismiss for their Back to School Night at 12:28 p.m. The Intermediate School welcomed back 252 students on opening day, which is an increase of about 9 students from the closing of the previous school year. Our new interim principal, Mrs. Giacomelli, reports that the returning staff and new hires are doing a wonderful job. Classrooms have been established, are most engaging, and the students are thoroughly enjoying accessing their new Chromebooks in their classroom. Mrs. Giacomelli is most grateful for all the support that she has received in the opening days of school and is truly impressed with the energy and enthusiasm displayed by her students each day. As we enter the second week of the school year, Mrs. Giacomelli continues to work on fine-tuning aspects of instructional scheduling and ensuring that all students are where they are supposed to be each day. The staff of the intermediate school clearly demonstrates how much they love their students and their school in general each day. Mrs. Giacomelli is looking forward to the advance of the school year and witnessing the growth achieved by her students. The intermediate school back to school night is next Thursday, September 26th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. and running to 8:30 p.m. A reminder that same day is a one-session day for students and staff, with dismissal taking place at 12:28 p.m. The high school has had a great first week back. The administration held grade-level meetings to go over school expectations, new initiatives, and safety protocols. Every student has received a brand-new Chromebook and have been informed that they must use that device in school each day. In the athletic programs, our fall programs are off to a strong start. Some of these records might be different from competition that took place today. Our varsity football team is currently 2-1, and the cheerleaders have done a great job of motivating our players and fans throughout the start of the season. Nicholas Prado was recognized as the NJIC Defensive Player of the Week following the opening game against Spotswood, and Chris Rios was honored as the Offensive Player of the Week for the conference following the game against Weehawken. Boys soccer is currently 2-4, and senior Anthony Calla was recognized by the Newark Star-Ledger as their Player of the Week. Girls soccer is currently 2-2 and have been getting key contributions from many first-year starters. Girls volleyball have opened the season with some very tough opponents on their schedule and are 2-3 with big wins over Waldwick and Hasbrook Heights High School. Middle school volleyball will open their season on the road at Hoboken on Thursday, September 26th. The high school opened the year with an enrollment of 538, which is an increase of 11 students from the close of the previous school year. The high school back to school night is this Thursday, September 19th, 2024, beginning at 6:30 p.m. and running to 8:30 p.m. A reminder that that day is a one-session day, dismissing at 12:13 for students and staff of the high school. Our child study team hosted a meeting with parents on the week prior to the opening of school and had a wonderful turnout. The members of the team were introduced, a presentation was made concerning Woodridge and the child study team moving forward, and there were many opportunities for questions to be answered. Our ABA classroom at Doyle School is settling in. The class is composed entirely of Woodridge students being serviced by the South Bergen Joint Commission. We are fortunate to have some social work interns working with our counselors from local colleges to develop social skills and counseling schedules. The team has received quite an influx of early intervention referrals so early in the school year and scheduling meetings as appropriate. Ms. Hill and Ms. Lucas presented crisis prevention training for selected staff during the first teacher week of school. In the opening days of school, our case managers are visiting classrooms to learn about new students that have been assigned to them, in addition to getting reacquainted with their existing cases. I have to publicly thank the Borough of Woodridge, the Borough Administrator, Mr. Christopher Eilert, our DPW Supervisor, Mr. John Fanicone, Mr. Michael McInnes, the School District Facilities Coordinator, Dr. Scott Hughes, and Mr. Michael McGeehan from our IT team, all of our custodians and maintenance staff, the Town Department of Public Works for the incredible amount of work completed, very far beyond customary work hours or days, to get the Doyle School ready for its opening. The contractors were excellent, very clean, and very responsive to our needs. Work was taking place throughout Labor Day weekend to get the building ready to open, and then continued daily to get ready to welcome the students back. It was a truly well-organized team that was able to accomplish this incredible feat. Our school building was basically emptied in late June, completely remodeled with asbestos abatement taking place, and then completely restored with all new furniture in just about 10 weeks. I wish to point out some items on this evening's agenda. Personnel item number 4, regretfully, the board is accepting the intention to retire from Mrs. Susan Gibney. Mrs. Gibney has served our district for 34 years in the old Ostrowski building, in the high school, and in the Doyle School. While I'm very happy for her, I'm sad to see such a great teacher and unquestioned advocate for all children leave our district. At some point, I hope that Mrs. Gibney will attend a board meeting to accept the board and public's respect for a fine career. Finally, Board Operations 5 involves the approval of the high school graduation pathways report for the high school class of 2024. This report is required by state code to be shared with the public in a board meeting. The Woodridge High School class of 24 had 70 total students eligible to graduate high school last year. I'm proud to say that all 70 students graduated from our program in June. 15 of these students successfully completed a substitute competency test in mathematics, and there were 11 students in English language arts. There were no students who graduated via the portfolio appeals process, nor by meeting alternate requirements specified in their IEPs. No students were denied high school graduation in June. Mr. Nieves, that completes my report.
Oh, thank you, Tony. That's actually, just to comment a little, so I know there was some word out there about where the schools are going to end up and whether or not they were going to be ready. I know a lot of hard work went into it, both from the town, both from the district here, Mr. Eilert, Mike McInnes. I do know that Mr. Fanicone, there was work even going through Labor Day, so there was no lack of commitment to making sure that what was promised to the community came through. And Mike, sitting right here, thank you for your work as well. Very good numbers. Thank you, Tony. Trustees, any comments, questions, or concerns? No. All right. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approved minutes of the following meetings. Public session, August 19th, 2024. Discussion, roll call. Do it
Mr.
first.
Fallon.
Yes.
Mr. Garvin.
Yes.
Mrs. Milano. Mr. Vivanti.
Yes.
Mr. Nieves.
Yes. You waiting for that, Rich? All right, trustees, do we have anything for communications? Anything for unfinished business? All right. So I guess I'll go through the regular process here and read through everything. Anybody object? Do I break tradition? All right. Chris, you want to do it? All right. I'll read through the resolutions first, and I'll open it up to hearing citizens. So, curriculum instruction, approval of the evaluation request, approval of the out-of-district placements, approval of the home-based related services, approval of transportation, approval of the student teachers, classroom observation, field experience internship, approval to terminate out-of-district transportation, approval to terminate transportation, approval to amend related services, approval to field trip request, approval of field trip request again, which includes Moonachie, approval of the 24-25 school year, NJ CUSAC District Committee, approval of the county poll workers training for students, approval of the student teachers classroom observation field experience internship, approval of the professional development development teach 4 results, approval for professional development alliance orthopedics and Parisi Speed School, approval for professional development the whole learner LLC. On to personnel, we have approval of the CST appointment for summer 24, amendment number 2. approval of request for leave of absence, approval of personnel appointment 2425 district substitutes, acceptance of retirement notification, acceptance of resignation, approval of appointment of care personnel 2425, approval of the request for leave of absence, approval of the co-curricular appointment, another approval of coaching appointment, approval of co-curricular appointment, which is Woodridge only, approval of a mentor, which includes Moonachie, approval of mentor, which is Woodridge only, approval of the reappointment of unaffiliated district personnel 2425. On to policy, we have approval of policies and approval of regulations, both which include Moonachie. Buildings and grounds, we have approval of facilities requests, approval of facilities requests, which is Woodridge only. On to finance, approval of the bills list, approval of the monthly financial reports of the board secretary and treasurer, approval of certification of a balanced budget, approval of budget transfers, approval of a fundraiser. I know what you're going to say. Approval of a fundraiser, which is Woodridge only. For the record, finance on the agenda, approval of the monthly financial reports of the board secretary and treasurer is tabled, which we were just told by our business administrator. Board operations, we have the approval of disposal of Chromebooks, approval of parent transportation contract for the 24-25 school year and extended school year. We have approval of the attendance of the NJSBA Conference 2024, approval of the Woodridge School District Teacher Handbook and Student Handbooks of each district school building, approval of the high school graduation pathways report class of 2024, approval of the request to invoke district sick bank. Before I open it up to the hearing of citizens, any comments, questions, or concerns? Trustees? All right, so I will open it up to the hearing of citizens on resolutions only. Anybody out there? No. All right. Anything come online today? Submitted via email? All right.
No questions.
I will close the hearing of citizens on the resolutions only. Don't forget to hit that button. Trustees looking for your support, which includes Moonachie, curriculum instruction 1, 3, 5, 8, 12, 13, and 14. Personnel 1, 3, 7, 8, 9, 11, and 13. Policy 1 and 2. Buildings and grounds 1. Finance 1, 3, 4, and 5. And board operations 2, 3, 4, 5 through 11. Can I get a first? Mr. Garvin, second. Mr. Biamonte, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Fallon,
Yes.
Mr. Garvin,
Yes.
Mrs. Milano,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
Mr. Nieves.
Yes. Rich, I will not forget this time. Trustees looking for your support, which is Woodridge only. Curriculum instruction 1, 3, 4, 6 through 9 and 13. Personnel 2, 4 through 6, 10 and 12. None for policy. Buildings and grounds number 2. Finance number 6. And board operations number 1. Can I have a first? Mrs. Milano. Mr. Fallon. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Fallon.
Yes.
Mr. Garvin,
Yes.
Mrs. Milano,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Nieves.
All right. Trustees, before I open it up to the hearing of citizens, anything they'd like to talk about? Any final comments, questions, or concerns? All right. I'll open it up to the hearing of citizens. Anything you'd like to talk about? Jim, don't let us down. Come on. No, nothing? All right. Any questions? Comments? Sure. Just name and address, please. He'll help you. Just.
Because it's blocking the teacher exit.
Update on the parking situation down at Doyle? Yes.
Ma'am, what specifically are you referencing?
The blocking of vehicles on the teacher's parking lot.
The
They're
block.
blocking the
On
exit.
Highland, Woodridge Ave?
Woodridge Avenue.
Is your question, why are they parking there? Will it change?
I would like to know if it would change.
At the current time, there's no plan to change that. The drop-off zones are left open during the drop-off times, but otherwise, people are parking on Woodridge Ave, yes.
Okay. Is there any adjustment to these school sort of starting dates? I didn't get any, like the time that school starts in the morning. Is it still 8:10?
apologetically, I can't hear anything.
She wanted to know about the time, the school start times and stuff like that. She didn't get an alert to if there was any changes. I mean, we can, if you want, if you wait till after, we can get you some of that information.
Any changes to the school start time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Currently, it's 8:10.
Doors open at 8, school starts at 8:10. The doors should open at 8 o'clock.
And that's the same for the intermediate school as well?
Yes.
But
Okay.
you're saying that you weren't alerted to that, right?
Pardon?
Were you asking if you should have been alerted to that?
No, I just wanted to know if there would be any adjustments to that, just because the parking situation, the
Oh.
traffic around those two areas is untenable at this point,
Okay.
and I'm afraid I'm going to hit somebody.
Okay. Anybody else in the audience? Anything online today?
There are no questions online.
All right. Hearing none, seeing none, I will close the hearing of citizens. Anything I'd like to talk about? Trustees, I think, like I said earlier in our session, it was a great opening. I think there's still a lot more to come, right? We are in the middle of construction. We did hit our deadlines. We're very excited. Even welcoming some folks in new roles, as well as old roles. So any final comments from the trustees? Motion to adjourn? First, second, all in favor? All right. Close tonight's session. Thank you, everybody.